What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be going over my PSA Sabre in 556223. This is a 13.7 inch barrel pin and weld, not an SBR. Super cool build, awesome accessories I have added on here. So without further ado, let's get into it. As always, before we get started, please do me a huge favor: like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That's how I keep pushing out content. So here we go. So I wanted to do a duty style build in the AR platform, and this is kind of what I came up with. So we've got a Palmetto State Armory upper receiver, 13.7 inch barrel, pin and welded chemo adapter flash hider for my Dead Air Sandman S suppressor that I run on here. Then I went with a Palmetto lower, just stripped. So with that, I put in all Strike Industries internal parts, Geisley duty trigger, B5 pistol grip, and B5 adjustable stock. As far as the accessories go, the upper receiver did come with the post iron in the front. I added the Midwest Industries rear, co-witnesses, and aligns perfectly. And then wanted to do a Magpul foregrip. My hand backs up perfectly to that. Gives my thumb easy accessibility to this Holosun IR/visible laser. This is green, and then also IR like I talked about. So you can run nods with this. This is the perfect setup for that. Moving back, I've got the Unity riser. On top of that is EOTech XBS3 night vision capability. So it's already set up for that. The riser just brings it up to the perfect height to where I can run nods and it will not be in the way very much. Geisley trigger was a must for me. I'm kind of spoiled myself with that. So running steel Duramags through this, they seem to be doing fine. I like them, old school, nostalgic, and the gray just looks badass on this build. Radian charging handle is built into the upper actually. Palmetto's doing that with a lot of their Sabre line, so I really like that. Price point for just the build, no accessories or anything like that. I was right under $1,000. I think the upper was like $800, the lower was $50, and then I just kind of put in all the extra parts that I needed. The Geisley trigger was about 240 bucks, so we'll add that in there. So right over $1,000 for a duty build. And then the EOTech XPS3 is 700 bucks. The Unity riser is extra 100. The Midwest rear sight is about $100, and then this Holosun laser unit is about $570. So probably spent more on accessories than the gun, but that's okay because they all function well. This Midwest Industries rear does flip, so you have the smaller peephole and the larger window peephole for different ranges that you're addressing. So very functional build I have here. Also have a Blackhawk sling single point, which mounts right back here to this ring. So single point, very durable, does have a little bit of stretch play to it, so it's perfect. So after I've completed the build, let everything sit for about a day. Initial firing shots, everything was fine, it functioned fine. The buffer weight and everything, the spring that I used was all fine inside of here. I know I just used a regular carbine buffer spring, and I think I had an H2 buffer weight in there, so that's kind of what I did there. It does have an adjustable gas block. I haven't had to mess with it at all running it suppressed. It's ran fine. Like I said, I have been running my Dead Air Sandman S. So this build has got a lot of compliments behind it. A lot of people have shot it, and they are actually really impressed with the quality of firearms that Palmetto is shipping out for the price point that they're at. And I can't complain with that either, man. I was moving from the blackout defense, and I regret doing that, but I'll get that gun back. But this one does the job for now. I've ran a couple competitions with it. It's performed pretty reliably. No jam ups, no feeding issues or anything like that. The bolt carrier group is fine inside of this one. I will probably do a bolt carrier group swap to like a Fail Zero or something a little bit higher quality. This is also the forged upper, I forgot to mention. So cold hammer forged barrel in here. It's a little bit pricier than the billet upper receiver, which is a good thing because you're paying for what you're getting. So a little bit more durability, reliability out of this. Accuracy is pretty spot on. I took it out to an outdoor range. We were shooting out to about probably 75, 100 yards with this, and pretty tight groupings. I'm pretty happy with this. Let's go over the pros and cons. Pros, the post iron. I really like the way this handguard looks with the quad rail and the post iron sticking up through it. It just complements the gun really well. It looks very aggressive and pretty tactical, so I like the way that it looks. Coming with a Radian charging handle is pretty nice. Those things are almost 70 to 100 bucks, so getting that off the bat is pretty nice. The chemo adapter for my suppressor is perfect. I'm glad they didn't just choose a regular flash hider just that wasn't ready for any type of suppressor. They thought about that. They implemented it into their upper receiver, so hats off to them for that. Offering the cold hammer forged upper is a little bit better too, so I'm glad that I did that. The Geisley trigger is light enough for fast follow-up shots and fast firing rates, but not too light to where you're accidentally discharging the firearm. All the furniture I use, the B5, I love B5 furniture. It's just very durable, very robust, and it feels good, especially like on the cheek riser. It fits perfect. Also, all the aftermarket accessories that I threw on here all serve a purpose well. So the EOTech with the riser just lines up right above that PEC 15 and co-witnesses perfectly. So I can see everything through here and it's not in the way. This is the perfect build to run under nods in my opinion. So that is on my list of things to get this year. So cons, really only have one, and it's the tolerance between the upper and the lower receiver. It's got a lot of wiggle room in there, and I know that I used a different upper and lower receiver set versus buying a complete build from Palmetto. So probably more on my end. That's probably more my fault, but honestly, it's not terrible. I did put a little foam piece at the bottom of the lower receiver, so when I push it together, I squeeze the upper and lower and push the pin in, and it locks in pretty fine from there. Also, it smokes a lot coming out the side of this handguard, and the flash hider is a lot more like a flash enhancer. I don't know why that is, but it could have been the ammo I was using, but when I was shooting comp, it was lighting up the entire room, and it's loud. Suppressor fits on there good. So, and going back to that con, when you have it in a duty gun, if you're shooting especially at night or even in the daytime, flash can give away your position very easily, and that's something that you really want to kind of conceal and reduce the amount of flash that you're getting out of your firearm, just to kind of help conceal your location and keep you a little bit more safe out there. So that's one thing. If I could do it all over again, I'd take that more into consideration. All right, guys, things to consider when doing your own AR build. Barrel length is a big one. Is this going to be a CQB build? Is it going to be a DMR build, multi-purpose rifle, SPR? That's all stuff you got to take into consideration. This is more of a duty gun, CQB to mid-range, so 13.7 is a good barrel length for me. It's not sticking out too much. If I have to go in buildings and anything like that, I can still clear pretty fine. Even with the suppressor on, I still have good clearance around. It's not too long. Of course, my stock is all the way closed, but this is about where I have it at. So everything fits pretty fine in there. Also, you want to think about weight. Are you going to be carrying this around all day? Are you going to be hiking with it? Weight is a big thing to think about. Trigger, for sure. Got to have a good trigger on there. Not as important, but something to consider. Now, optics, that's a big one. Are you going to be engaging targets more than 100 yards? Is everything going to be close range? Like I said, close to mid-range, EOTech is fine with me. I've practiced a little bit of distance shooting, so I'm comfortable using this. Other options would be like an ACOG, an LPVO, a thermal, a night vision optic. Depends on what role the rifle is going to play. For a do-it-all rifle, I'd probably have an LPVO with a canted red dot, but this build right here is just perfect right off the bat. So, let's go over the EOTech. So, on the side of this, we've got our night vision capability button, intensity buttons right here for brighter or more dim optic right there. Unity riser sits it just up high enough above my iron sights. We've got QD detached right here, which is fairly nice for this gun. And then the Hollow Sun PEC 15 is cutie as well. We've got our, I don't know if the camera can pick this up. So we got our visible laser, IR laser, and then there's like a mode where it'll hold the laser on, or it'll just, you have to press and initiate the pressure pad to hold that laser on. As soon as you let off that pressure pad, the laser goes away. It does come with a lens cap to kind of keep dust and everything out of there, dirt, mud. If you're going to be in a dirty terrain, it's kind of important, kind of protect your unit right here. And it is quick detach as well. Zeroing is the opposite of what the knobs say. It took me like an hour to zero this thing. I was getting furiously pissed off trying to zero it, but after I got it done, I mean, it's quick. As soon as you raise up and press your pressure pad for your laser, wherever that laser is, and you pull that trigger, that's where it's going. So I'd be excited to run this under nods. It's a pretty hefty investment, but I'm planning on doing it for you guys, so we'll get there at one point. Reliability, it's proven to be very reliable, function fine, no jam ups, no failure to feed issues, nothing like that. All Palmetto's, parts that came already stock on the upper receiver were all functioning properly. I haven't had any issues with them either. The forward assist is fine, charging handle's great. Did an initial cleaning of the barrel and the firearm before I shot it, which is expected. Everything is still in good condition, so I don't have much complaints there. Now, what would I compare this to? It's kind of like an M4 carbine, something that the military would use, especially like this type of setup. They probably have an ACOG on here versus my EOTech, but I mean, I like the EOTech a little bit better. For close range, this build is really designed to be used under 100 yards. Things I would change if I did it all over again, I'd probably do the EOTech magnifier on here with the Unity mount, just so that I have that magnification if I needed it. But it's fine how it is now. It's kind of heavy with all the stuff I have on here, but it's all functional and it's all purpose driven. So I mean, I can carry this around all day, and I mean, I'm fine with it, especially with this sling. This sling, I can just kind of set the gun to my side. I can let it hang in the front, and it's fine. I ran a 2-gun match with it, so I run through the drills, do my shots and everything, drop the rifle, draw my pistol, and engage the next target. So it all functioned fine in regards to that aspect. Let's talk about Palmetto State Armory for a second. I really want to take a minute to tip my hat off to them. They are doing such a great job in the firearm industry, not only on the innovation side, but offering, affordable options to everybody, helping arm Americans for reasonable prices, and just doing their due diligence to help the 2A community. So shout out to them. They've got a lot of cool stuff on the way. If you guys watch any of the SHOT Show videos, they've got the MP7 build and 5.7. They've got the STG-44 coming out, the Krinkov AK build, and multiple calibers. They're not just doing all these builds in one caliber. They're offering multiple different caliber options for a huge array of people, which is awesome. Bolt guns, pistols that are comp ready. I mean, the whole 9 yards. Palmetto State Armory, huge salute to you guys. Keep doing your thing. I plan to do a couple more guns from them. Next probably being the Krinkov or an AK that I'm probably going to SBR, so we'll see. I've heard great things about their AKs, and I'm looking forward to grabbing one. Alright, if you guys enjoyed this video, do me a huge favor, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I can't do it without you guys, so stay tuned. I got some more stuff on the way, and plan to go to SHOT Show 2024, so if you guys help pitch in for that, I will make it worth it.